Typhoon Haiyan in the Philippines should be another wake-up call for us. You know, if you look back over the last 30 years, we've suffered about $4 trillion in economic losses from natural disasters. 2.5 million people have lost their lives. And if you look at it on a yearly basis, in 1980, the economic losses totaled about $50 billion from all natural disasters. And in 2012, that number went up to $200 billion. So if you look at the proportion of those losses from natural disasters that is attributable to extreme weather events, it's about 3/4. So as much as $150 billion was lost in 2012 as a result of extreme weather events. The phenomenon of climate change has so far resulted in a rise in sea levels of only about 7.5 inches. But we know that the seas will continue to rise. Fundamentally, what's happening is that the Earth is processing water differently than it did before. And so what we're going to see is that the number of extreme weather events will increase. Now, Typhoon Haiyan was the most severe storm to ever hit the Philippines. You know, we talk about Category 5 events like this as once-in-a-lifetime events, but 2 occurred in the same region in a single month. We simply have to stop talking about them as once-in-a-lifetime events and get serious about tackling the root causes of this increased intensity and frequency. What we're seeing in the Philippines is what we see everywhere in the world. These extreme weather events have a huge impact, but they hit hardest for the poorest. What we saw was the complete destruction of homes that weren't in fact built with the best materials, and these were the poor people who were affected the most. You know, if we're to be serious about trying to end poverty and boost shared prosperity, especially for the poorest, we've got to tackle climate change, and we've got to get serious about keeping the rising of the temperature of the world, the rising of the oceans, to a minimum, or these extreme weather events will continue to pummel and hurt the poor the most.